Welcome, angry faithful, to the What the Hell Friday political podcast where we find political stuff. We go after it. It's been the talk of the town. We covered this Wednesday that when it happened, Jimmy Kimmel getting fired. And we asked ourselves, what is free speech going away? Well, as the result of Jimmy Kimmel, we started looking into it and found out the results. And it was, y'all were already not paying attention to him anyways, except for like a small few anyways. So it wasn't a cancellation. He was in negotiation with his, go ahead and post that graph. Yes. Here's the graph of 12
the ratings.
Yeah, it's his ratings. 12, 13, 13, 14, 15, 16. I'm guessing these are the years. Yes. It's 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. And that last bit is 25. Now, looking at the 13, 14, that was his best couple of years, which in hindsight wasn't really that great.
What happened in 15, 16?
15, 16 was Trump administration, and then
so that's when he went all full-blown political moron.
Then it declined anyways. And if we listen to the great Johnny Carson, who said in an interview, is like, you shouldn't go political. You're a comedian. Your comedian shouldn't go too political, which this is the political time frame nowadays. And you shouldn't have to what are you doing, Bill? Okay, getting ready for the next stuff. Sorry. What you have to do is, when you're doing like a late night show, it should be like, oh, we're having this guest in there and let's see if we can do some funny stuff with it. But other than that, you don't want to go. Who's the other host, late night host on NBC now?
Jimmy Fallon?
Yeah, Jimmy Fallon doesn't do any political stuff. He had Gutterfield on his show.
He had who?
Gutterfield. Gutfeld. Sorry. He had Gutfeld on his show. Now, what we found out was, because of his remarks on that show on Tuesday, I believe, or Monday, the remarks on that show, a lot of the stations that what it has. Go ahead and play that, Bill.
Tell me the last time that Jack Benny, Red Skelton, any comedian, used his show to do serious issues. That's not what I'm there for. Can't they see that? But you're not. Why do they think that just because you have a Tonight Show that you must deal in serious issues? That's a danger. It's a real danger. Once you start that, you start to get that self-important feeling that what you say has great import. And, you know, strangely enough, you could use that show as a forum. You could sway people, and I don't think you should as an entertainer. Tell me the last time that Jack Benny...
So, yeah. I mean, Johnny Carson knew it back in the day, and a lot of people... I was like, a lot of people still listen to Chad Prather. They go to it. You even said, I mean, you're into the political escape. I mean, you went to a Chad Prather comedy show. And what'd you think of it being politicalized and everything? Bill.
Chad Prather?
Yeah.
Who's he?
Bill, no jokes. Go ahead. You're not good at it.
I'm drawing a blank.
The cowboy, political cowboy. You literally told me that you went to one of his concerts.
Oh, I didn't.
Oh,
That wasn't me.
who the hell was
Your your media network has grown so vast that you're overlapping the channel.
You know, you're probably right.
David has a vast, I mean vast media network.
Yeah, apparently I do. But barely anybody watches. But anyways, but yeah, I mean, yes, we do the Friday political stuff. We joke around with some of the stuff, and we take a view on it. What Jimmy Fallon said was false, and I'm surprised.
Kimmel.
FCC
Kimmel.
came up. Jimmy Kimmel.
You said Fallon.
Oh, did I? God.
Yeah.
And this is one of my work days, so anyways, yeah. Jimmy Kimmel said some false things, saying that it was the MAGA group that actually the kid was saying all this stuff, and they actually tried to show that he was a Trump supporter by putting him in a Trump shirt, and they basically photoshopped it, which you could tell they used one of the photos that they found online.
When the shooter was just like most of them here lately who are mass shooters, it's kind of like they go and they don't know what they are. We won't use the word.
Yeah, or on YouTube. But he says some falsehoods, and a lot of companies decided to move away from Fallon. But that wasn't that speech that he gave wasn't what got him fired. What got him fired was him saying that on Friday he's going to double down. A couple of the writers snitched on him. Snitches still get stitches, so just saying. The writers actually snitched on him, told him what he was going to say, that he was going to double down. And then after that, they decided to take his slot away. And they're not doing as like Friday's going to be the day that they're not going to do it tonight with Jimmy Fallon show. What they're going to do is a memorial for Charlie Kirk, which it's going to be on late, so I'm not going to be able to watch it until tomorrow. I'll probably get some clips of it tomorrow. But yeah, everybody's going against this, saying, "Oh, it's anti-speech." No. In all reality, freedom of speech is showing thus. The government is not allowed to hinder your speech, doing protests or anything as such. But if you're a company, if I go to work and I say that my job is XYZ, I'm not going to, so I can't get clipped for that, is XYZ, and I think XYZ about my job, then they have the right to fire me because they feel that I am not placating to the company. I'm not in the company's best interest. And there's a lot of videos now that are showing that the managers or the owners of companies are going out and say, "Hey, listen, this is the standards that we have, so we can pay you. If you do not adhere to these standards, then we have no choice to let you go." That's a company. That is not anything unless unless the place that you're at work is federal. But here's another thing. There's a couple during the time frame of what happened to Charlie Kirk. There were officers, soldiers, airmen, Navy personnel that were fired. And people say, hey, well, they have free speech. You do while you are out of uniform. If you are in uniform at any point in time, then you do not get to placate what your boss does. Well, you can say stuff about your boss, but your boss still has the ability to fire you. So,
you are a representative of your company,
yes.
and when they, it's like, they're reporting people to their employers, so they're firing. Well, you know what employers do when they interview someone, or when they're about to? They look at their resume, then they look at their social media. If you're a psycho, they're not going to hire you anyway. If they've accidentally hired you and it turns out you're a psycho, they can get rid of you. Hey, this person's a psycho. They're toxic to our company. They don't represent our values. We can get rid of them. That is America. As far as Kimmel's concerned, yeah, we could get into the weeds on, can the FCC regulate the show out of existence? Yes. Can they regulate a Fox show out? Not on cable. The FCC regulates the airwaves. And you've got the 50-50 representation. If you're considered calling yourself news or calling yourself, just an entertainer. And they're blurring the line between that, because there's the regulations that if a broadcast over the air is news, then or is they have to represent 50-50 views.
Okay. I thought they changed the FEC ruling on that about cable a long time ago.
No, cable's still not included in the FCC. As far as that regulation. Now, they say, oh, it's free speech. It's free speech. No, you know what a boycott is?
Yeah. It's something that the left tries to do, even though they don't actually get any of those products in the first place. So they can't, they're already boycotting this stuff.
Right. Well, what happened? What happened was who was it? Nexstar.
Yeah.
Media Group owned 200 affiliates. And the affiliates said, we're pulling Kimmel from all of our affiliates. They were heading off a boycott. They knew that advertising, in fact, I believe, I don't have the fact proof on this, but I believe some of the advertisers had already told the local affiliates, local advertisers, that they were going to be backing down and not advertising on his program. The local ones did.
Yeah.
Well, that's a sign of an avalanche, because the local ones don't advertise, then your local stations aren't making money.
Mm-hmm.
So so Nexstar said, we're pulling it. They didn't want that backlash from all their affiliates, so they were heading off a boycott. And their official statement. Nexstar Media Group today announced that the company's owning and partner television stations affiliated with the ABC television network will preempt Jimmy Kimmel Live for the foreseeable future, beginning with The Tonight Show. Nexstar strongly objects to recent comments made by Mr. Kimmel concerning the killing of Charlie Kirk, and will replace the show with other programming in its ABC-affiliated markets. Mr. Kimmel's comments about the death of Mr. Kirk are offensive and insensitive at a critical time in our national political discourse, and we do not believe they reflect the spectrum of opinions, views, or values of the local communities in which we are located.
So it was basically the local communities that decided that, hey, we don't want him anymore.
They're local.
anymore.
Your local car dealerships that fly the big flags patriotically, we're looking at the local TV affiliates and going, pull my local ad off of that program.
Yeah.
And that's what was going to backfire. And they finished that continuing to give Mr. Kimmel a broadcast platform in the communities we serve is simply not in the public interest at the current time. We've made the difficult decision to preempt his show in an effort to let cooler heads prevail as we move toward the resumption of respectful, constructive dialogue. Then the next network was Sinclair. Now, Nexstar owned 200 affiliates. Sinclair owns 178. And they weren't pressured by Trump. In fact, they're pushing his FCC that they should take further action. They demanded an apology, and Friday they're gonna air a tribute to Charlie Kirk in Kimmel's spot.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Friday. That's tonight.
Yes, that's tonight. That's why I said I can't watch it. I've already said that. Here's a fun fact, okay? The same libs who canceled Roseanne, Dave Chappelle, Kill Tony, Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, Shane Gillis, Gina Carano, Hulk Hogan, Russell Brand, Tim Allen, J.K. Rowling, Kid Rock, and many more, and shot Trump and Charlie. And they want us to feel bad for Jimmy Kimmel. This guy says no. Yeah. I'm sorry. If you want to say those things, hateful things about a person that passed away, and you find the evidence that everything they're telling is wrong, then yeah, you should, especially if you think you're a reporter. Jimmy Kimmel isn't a reporter. Okay. Now, if you think that your job is great anyways, here's another fun fact that I found out that I'm looking at right now is they're trying to convince Jimmy Kimmel to pay the staff that he was supposed to pay for whatever time frame. I don't have the exact details. They're trying to get him to pay the staff with his money, which I'm sorry, you basically got a lot of people fired. And that's one thing I'm scared of, that if this actually, our hobby becomes really big to the point to where we're able to pay everybody, I'll tell you right now, I would be scared for everybody reporting on something that could get the whole thing canceled. Because especially if everybody is dependent on this money. So I wouldn't say anything that was I would try not to say anything unfalse, but anybody that's outraged about Jimmy Kimmel getting fired, one, I hate to say this right now, but I'm surprised they haven't got rid of the one on NBC. What's his name? Bill?
Jimmy Fallon?
Jimmy Fallon. Okay. Why is it both Jimmys? Anyways, Jimmy.
Did you watch the segment of Greg Gutfeld on his program?
Yeah, it was actually entertaining.
Did you see him on his own show, on Gutfeld's show, talking about him?
Yeah.
That he thought there was nothing wrong with Fallon. Yeah. And he doesn't dive off in the political weeds. And one of his biggest things is, okay, you've got like Kimmel, they do a little stuff off to the side, but they don't bring in money with other social media like Fallon does. So there's multiple streams of income that he's bringing into the network that Colbert and Kimmel aren't.
Okay,
He's more diversified, and that's what Greg Gutfeld said is he's more valuable than just the other two who bring most of their money in just from the show, which isn't bringing money in anyway.
okay, yeah, I could see that. That's the thing right now. What a lot of people are, a lot of the these streaming corporations and everything are doing is they're making stuff for clips, if it makes sense. I think a lot of because they make even podcasters are doing it nowadays. They'll do like a 2-hour show, but they'll clip like 30 to 25 minutes of that show, and they'll get the revenue from that. Which it's a wonderful business model. I mean, if you're able to do that, I mean, I would.
Megyn Kelly has the best setup for that. What she
Yeah.
does. Her process is takes a hour and 45-minute 2-hour program, and then she'll break it down, and you can find around 12 to 18-minute clips, and then she'll put out a 60-second short on it. So I seldom have watched her entire program, but if I see a short that's a little clip of something that's a 10, 12, 15-minute segment, I'll go watch the segment after I've seen the short.
See,
So-
I'm the totally opposite on that because working 12-hour shifts, you don't really have anything to. I listen to a lot of podcasts up at work only because it's something to do while I'm passing the time of actually working. So I'm looking for those long podcasts. I usually listen to like 4-hour podcast in a 12-hour shift only because I'm always pausing it and everything. But that's what I looking for. I understand like even people that are like doing long trips, truck drivers. That's another thing that a lot of people. That's the reason why I don't really care for like the short narratives, even though like today it's going to be a shorter narrative, because we are listened to by people like truck drivers and everything that they're going about their business or they're going to work. That's the only reason why you would do like 30 minutes or something like that with that I can understand that, because going to work and probably takes about 30 to 45 minutes depending on where you're at. So I can totally understand that.
Now, some of this are people who are gathering it for news.
Yeah.
So they're looking for that. Like even I watch a lot of videos, China in Focus, and you can go down and they have a table of contents on their video, and you can scroll through and go, okay, I want to see this topic, I want to see this topic, and this topic. That way, you're getting the news that's relevant to you or relevant to what you're doing here.
Yeah.
So you can skip around. My worst thing is I'm in the damn shower streaming it through my speaker. I have to keep my phone on a ledge outside the shower. So when a stupid YouTube commercial comes on, I can go and skip it.
You know how you fix that problem?
It costs money though.
$12.
Lifetime?
No, $12 a month. Anyways, talking about free speech, this is another thing that before this is happening before the show, when we were coming on, we were looking at, and this is protesting, and we'll go over reason why it wasn't. We'll go over it. Let's just watch this video, and I'll describe it without the volume on it. What is happening here is a woman is standing and sitting. She'll eventually sit in front of a ICE van coming out to actually do their job. Now, technically on this, they are on federal property still. Another thing is they're pushing her side. They slam her onto the ground. They shoot her with pepper balls. And then she's sitting down, looking upset. She gets back up. She's going after her sign. They're pushing her away. And then she's pepper sprayed. And then finally, she realized the pepper spray is activating, and she sits down again. And yeah, the other protesters are consulting her, and yeah, they finally move her aside. The people that the Border Patrol agents are telling them to leave, get out of the area, and they're like, well, help her up and get her out of the way. And now they're fighting. They're purposely slowing themselves down to get in the way. Now, on this video, one, they're on federal property, and two, they are blockading the federal government from doing their jobs. Are they allowed to use the force that they did? Looking in the first part of the video, they are pushing her away from the vehicle. So, in my opinion, it was a little bit excessive. But here's the thing: you protest, yeah, but they are allowed to defend themselves. And she attacked one of the Homeland. Well, no, it's Border Patrol agents. So, Bill, I can't hear you.
Oh, did they need a permit to protest there technically, or not? Can you do a spontaneous? That's an interesting thing to look up. How big of a spontaneous protest can you do? And they're organized. They're planned. They're planned to be there. How big does it have to be before you say, okay, you need a permit to do it? Because none of these are spontaneous, no matter what they say.
Yeah, we found that out a couple of weeks back, that a company actually gets paid to do those, and it's depending on how much you can pay protest. They're called paid protests, and I think the people get like $400 a day, and sometimes you get fed. So, and you can go online and get a. I don't know if you can get a career doing that.
Something I need to do a deep dive into is the MacArthur Foundation.
Yeah, we can do that. You can do that. What is the MacArthur Foundation?
That's where they say a lot of the big money is coming from behind these groups.
Well, hell, even George, we found out a couple of weeks back that George Soros isn't actually paying these people. He's using federal funding. He got federal funding from USAID, and he wasn't actually using his money to do all these protests that people talk about. And what was the other thing? Oh, and support of some certain democratic what was like agencies, which is kind of funny because if you think about it, all the U.S. aid money was actually going to the Democratic Party in some form of fashion. But another thing that is happening, and this is going to be a little bit off topic, but it is news of what happened today. This is like 3 hours ago. We were talking a couple of weeks ago about how Microsoft fired around about 1,000 people that was working for Microsoft, and they put in to hire more people through overseas uh, aspects, basically getting them visas to work over here in Microsoft. And we found out why it is actually cheaper to do that because one, their visas is only $1,000. Trump just signed in a EO executive order for it, the $1,000 visa to be upgraded to $100,000, and we'll let him speak on that.
Up on the visa question, I think this may be the next thing that you're signing, but for the H-1B visa action that you're doing
It's gonna be
today,
next, we'll talk about that.
you're very close to the technology
Yeah.
CEOs. Are they concerned about that?
I think they're gonna be very happy. Everyone's gonna be happy. And we're gonna be able to keep people in our country that are gonna be very productive people. And in many cases, these companies are gonna pay a lot of money for that, and they're very happy about it. Okay, we'll talk about that next, Sarah. Okay. My friend, why don't you keep that, okay?
Thank you.
Done such a good job. Okay. It's
Pretty.
John, you happy? Okay. Okay, let's go.
Thank you, Mr. President. One of the most abused visa systems in our current immigration system has been the H-1B non-immigrant visa program. This is supposed to allow highly skilled laborers who work in fields that Americans don't work in to come into the United States of America. What this proclamation will do is raise the fee that companies pay to sponsor H-1B applicants to $100,000. This will ensure that the people they're bringing in are actually very highly skilled and that they're not replaceable by American workers. So it'll protect American workers, but ensure that companies have a pathway to hire truly extraordinary people and bring them to the United States
We
to
need
work.
workers. We need workers. We need great workers. And this pretty much ensures that that's what's going to happen. I think, Sean, do you agree with
Well,
that?
they're $100,000 per year. So the whole idea is no more will these big tech companies or other big companies train foreign workers. They have to pay the government $100,000, then they have to pay the employee. So it's just not economic. If you're going to train somebody, you're going to train one of the recent graduates from one of the great universities across our land. Train Americans, stop bringing in people to take our jobs. That's the policy here, $100,000 a year for H-1B visas, and all of the big companies are on board. We've spoken to them about the gold card.
They
and
love it.
this.
They love it. They really love it. They need it.
Okay. So yeah, we talked about this before, how Microsoft did that. I seriously don't think they're fully happy. And we also talked about what happened in Georgia with the Hyundai. Was that Hyundai?
I always in the back of my mind think about a sumo wrestler.
Well, it's South Korea.
Hyundai.
No, it's not Hyundai. It's
No, I think of a sumo wrestler when I hear that and I go, Hyundai. What a sumo wrestler might sound
yeah,
like.
but a sumo wrestler is Japan,
Well,
not Korea. So you're mixing up your races, dude.
does that mean I'm racist?
Probably. But anyways, I mean, you're
Can't
not
be
racist.
racist. I have a Texas hat on.
There's a lot of people that think Texas is very racist. But yeah, and we heard about what happened in Georgia with the battery plant there, Hyundai. How they had 450 employees get deported, which they fixed. They fixed it. But yeah, that was during the Biden administration that did that. It's just to stop that and make sure that we hire Americans.
Yeah, that operation had been in the works for a while, hadn't it? It wasn't just like,
Oh,
yeah, Trump did it. No, the investigation been going on since Biden. I do believe.
Yeah. Uh, so what other news did you have for like places like Australia and UK that's obviously not having free speech?
Well, just without getting into the big Australia, the UK was interesting. So Trump was over there and did tariff deals, and they're like, okay, is he going to do really good deals? Oh, we love the deals. I just watched a video of right before we came on about how they love the deals, but what did he do with steel and aluminum? That was the two big. That was the big thing that they wanted the tariffs dropped on.
Yeah.
Did he?
I don't know.
No. You know why?
Why?
Free speech.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons he's not tackling. They're not getting that dropped. He met with Starmer. You know, Starmer. It was what was it, about a month ago, when he was standing with Starmer and mentioned someone. A reporter asked about free speech, and Starmer's like, "Oh yeah, we're all about free speech here. We're big on free speech." Yeah, arresting people for their for posting memes. Trump's about fed up with that, and he's worried about.
Graham Linehan.
Huh? Was that you?
Yeah, that was me. I'm sorry.
Say we have our workers over there. We have our workers in the UK, our businesses in the UK. They go over there, and he's worried about they're going to be arrested for something they posted over here. Our people go over there to work. They will be arrested under their laws, under their anti-free speech regulations.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things he's worried about is our people getting swept up in that.
Well, it's even their people too, because Graham Linthau, he was the creator of Father Ted, Black Book, The It Crowd, Count Arthur Strong, and countless other ones. Okay. He says he came over here to the United States and he was talking like on Joe Rogan, other places. And as soon as he goes back to the UK where he is living, he gets arrested for stuff that he said in the United States. So yeah, that happened. So in all reality, because of what we do as a hobby, me and Bill can't go to the UK now. So,
Well, I would do it just to try to get arrested to make the point.
well, yeah, they would have to extradite us back to the United States. But that's the thing, though.
Let's do it.
No, I'm not getting arrested, Bill. I've already spent my time in jail and in prison.
Not getting arrested in the UK? I
No,
wonder if the food's better there.
no, it's not. Look up.
British food's kind of bland. If you watch those videos of British people eating American food and American people eating British food, those are hilarious.
Yeah, they flip out. Have you ever had blood sausages?
Isn't that a Klingon delicacy? Oh, that's blood worms.
Yeah.
Okay.
It
No, I
might.
haven't. No, I haven't.
Basically, it's sausage mixed with pork blood. It has like a black tint to it. It's disgusting.
Have you ever had haggis?
No.
I don't. I never want to.
Might actually taste good. I always at least try something. But their breakfast sausages are really black, and I can't stand it. But they have beans for breakfast.
Beans and toast.
Beans on toast.
I don't mind beans, but over toast.
No, I've had beans on toast.
Ew.
It's not bad. It's just the beans they use are kind of bland. Dude, I'll use like
Not baked beans.
no, like Bush's
Baked beans.
baked beans. That's actually delicious. But it's also has a lot of sugar in it. You know,
Yeah, because I got into the habit where eating at home, I don't. I'm not a talented cook, and I would eat beans and weenies. I take 2 cans of those Bush's baked beans, put about four to 6 weenies in it, make beans and weenies, eat the whole thing in one setting, and then all of a sudden my Dexcom 7's going beep 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 beep.
yeah, because it's full of sugar. It has brown sugar in it. It's one of the main ingredients.
Yeah.
But anyway, Bill, about is there anything else that we need to talk about? We had like several other topics about.
Yeah, we
Play that video of Gunfelt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because Gunfelt was on the
Gut-
5. Gutfeld, sorry.
Gutfeld.
Gut.
Do not desecrate the name of the great Gutfeld, the king of late night.
Yes, we don't need it. What is interesting here?
Go back. Okay, I got it.
Yes, we don't need it. What is interesting here is why is only this happening on the left and not the right? That's all we need to know.
What about
There's
Vance
absolutely
Stelter?
no cognitive.
What about Melissa Hortman that we just
you want to talk about Melissa Hortman? Did you know her name before it happened? None of us did. None of us were spending every single day talking about Mrs. Hortman. I never heard of her until after she died.
She doesn't matter?
Don't play that bullshit with me. You know what I'm saying is there was no demonization, amplification about that woman before she died. It was a specific crime against her by somebody who knew her. The same. Now you could bring up Josh Shapiro, but then you will not bring up, for example, that was a pro-Palestine person. So don't use your. What about this? The fact of the matter is the both sides argument not only doesn't fly. We don't care. We don't care about your both sides argument. That shit is dead. For one thing, there is no cognitive dissonance on our side. On your side, your beliefs do not match reality. So you're coming up with these rationalizations like, what about this? Or what about that? We're not doing that because we saw it happen. We saw a young, bright man assassinated, and we know who did it. We are not coming up with rationalizations. We are calm, we are honest, and we are resolute. We're not defensive, and I understand the defensiveness. I understand why people are saying, what about this and what about this? Because if you have to face the underlying fact to this, your life is going to fall apart because you're going to realize you're not the good guys. If you sat around and you defended the mutilation of children, you're not the good guys. If you sat 600, 700 cases of harassment against Republicans and you said, but what about this? What about this? And then you see this murder after calling somebody a fascist, you realize maybe I'm not the good guy. That is a hell of a realization to deal with. So Therefore, you have to grasp at rationalizations. You don't have to do that, Jessica. They do. I don't believe you're part of that group, but why the hell do you have to mimic and echo that crap to us? He was a patsy. That guy was a patsy. He was under the hypnotic spell of a direct-to-consumer nihilism, the trans cult, and you know that. If you can decide that biology is false, you can agree that murder is okay and that humanity is expendable. How you cannot see that alone and see that for what the evil it is without having to attach all of these other things is beyond me.
I just want to be clear. I want to let people speak. I in no way intended at all to minimize what happened to Charlie. I was horrified by it. I have not been on the five
But the
since
two
then,
sides argument, well, it's like pig
all I
Latin to a
requested-
duck.
No, all that I was saying is could we have all of the information before you just say they did this? Because that is a broad brush to paint with this. And this kid
Let's
does
have
seem...
a conversation.
No,
Charlie had a conversation. He got shot. Look,
I
I'm sorry,
understand.
Jessica. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You weren't here for a week. You came in here and it's cold. And I'm sorry, but this is a story that is immune to news cycles. It's immune to rationalizations. It's immune to bias. This thing is with us for good. And we all have to deal with that. So that means we can't live by the same arguments that you might be reading about relativism among the media. We can't deal with those stories. It doesn't matter. The media is dead to us on this story. They built this thing up. We're dealing with it. We're going to act. We don't care what the whataboutism is anymore. That shit's dead. Sorry. For the swearing as well. I apologize to the American public. I'm going to shut up for the rest of the show.
Yeah, he went off.
Yeah.
And and with truth to that, it pretty soon when the boomers finally leave, Fox News, CNN, all those are probably going to go away unless they actually get in with the new media. And podcasting is the new media. YouTube is the new media. Not all that streaming. You're not going to be able to. I don't think anybody's going to have cable. And I said this in 2008. I saw the writing on the wall in not 2000. Yeah, it was 2008, 2009. I saw the writing on the wall with Netflix. I was like, oh, everything's going to go to subscription. We're not going to. I didn't need cable. I was getting all the stuff that I wanted through other avenues. Hell, for a while, all the movies, all the TV shows that were on the CW, I ended up watching off the CW app. And I can just, pull it up through the TV the next day. So,
what's your idea on physical media like DVDs?
It is dead, but there's people that still buy that stuff.
It is not dead, and if you can get your hands on it, get it and keep it. Because they're taking a lot of programs not necessarily just off of streaming media, but also you bought, you've paid for, you think you have the digital license for it, then all of a sudden the service you bought it through that you think you own it through says, oh, we lost the license, so it doesn't matter that you paid us and think you own it. Now you don't.
Yeah.
The only way to have property is to own it, not rent it, not lease it, not stream it. If you want it, own it. There's a lot of old movies I want to watch. They're not out there anymore unless you pay $20 for each one of them. But I've got a collection of 500-600 DVDs, so they're there, but you can no longer stream them.
Yeah, it's difficult to get some of the it's for the longest time, Grandma's Boy, and I'm one of those people that doesn't buy DVDs or anything anymore. I get it through streaming. For a while there, you couldn't find Grandma's Boy or Dogma. Dogma's recently new that you can get.
That sounds perverted.
Bill.
Come here, Grandma's Boy.
Oh, you got to watch that movie. It is so hilarious.
It's not a it's not like a perv thing like that.
No. You don't have to watch it on Pornhub. But anyways, I think that's about enough for today, Bill. I gotta get showered up and everything. We've talked enough on this topic. We'll catch back more next Friday on a lot of the stuff. And Bill, did you decide what your new podcast thing is going to be? Or do I have to help you set the whole thing up later on?
What it's going to be?
Yeah, I thought you were actually going to do your own little thing.
Oh yeah. I'm working on that. I've got one video that I put out on Facebook. It's not edited for the cutesy YouTube words. So I'm going to have to do a couple of little bleeping because, talking about Charlie, I don't say he was pew-pewed and he's now unalived. Which, which if you don't want to get YouTube triggered, that's how you have to say it. And
There's a lot.
we're not going to get into it, but that would segue very well into the Australian stuff. But
Yeah, a lot of people are actually the US affiliations that people are actually doing, like TikTok or YouTube channels. They're actually saying the words now, only because it's like, no, we're not having this anymore. We're pretty much gonna have to we examined the problem, and we're not placating to your childish thing. So, but
unless they want to get paid.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
that's the ultimate goal.
Yeah, that's an ideal universe. Yeah, but
besides saving the country from the evils of progressivism, getting paid is also a goal.
Yeah, we could go for
they run one in the same. Although I very, very much doubt we're going to have a big NGO come in and go, "Hey, I like you guys. Here's some money."
And we'll do something really quick on that. It's a tit for tat type thing on something like that. Because one, you have to basically placate to the sponsorships and get paid, or we just still do it fun, say whatever we want, and we find out a different revenue source.
Well, the reason that this platform uses is, the children. We must make it so family friendly so advertisers will want to advertise with us, and if we're not so safe, then they won't advertise with us. You know what? When you're using that as an effing excuse, and I'm watching a video and an advertisement comes on and the lady says, "Here's how my husband stayed hard for 3 hours." Don't tell me you're doing it for the damn kids.
Yeah.
When you put that kind of commercial shit on and you're saying that we have to say pew pew because the S word is a bad word and it might offend people, but then you throw that at us.
Well,
right. You're so full of shit. I'm really tired of seeing that. I watch the videos all the time. I watch news videos all the time. I watch news videos all the time. And I used to kind of think that maybe it was because I watch them at night. And then I'm shifting my time for a sleep study I've got to do, stupid thing of trying to fall asleep by 9:30 at night.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm watching more videos during the day. And then I saw them come up during the day and I went, it's not just a nighttime thing. So yeah, that they're BS, and part of it, can it be by country? Like this country has more strict censorship laws, and this one doesn't.
No.
I've run through that with Grok on whether or not it could be part of it behind it. Algorithm of YouTube.
Here's the thing. Okay. This is going to blow your mind. It isn't that. Drinking Bros actually talked about it yesterday. They were talking because they're running their ad revenue. They show everything. It's the last part of the show. They showed everything, how much views they get, how much watch hours they get, and everything, and how much they make. And they do pretty good on the watch. They do really good on the hours, like 75.6K view time. You know how much they make? This is YouTube monetization. You know how much they make?
What?
$1,500. And they do it for a living. They have different revenue stream. And from what a lot of people are saying, that because they don't use YouTube Red, which you pay like $13 a month, so you don't get ads, and you get like a vast movie selection and everything. Not trying to be supported by YouTube, but I'm trying to be supported by YouTube. But they've actually put in more ads in a longer time frame. So so the want of going to YouTube Red is actually beneficial to you. They're trying to push that subscription. That's the whole reason why. It makes logical sense. So
Why different people would have to use different words in different countries depending on where they're making the videos from? That was my point. Being in different countries, people who are making them in those countries, YouTube looks at them differently and says, okay, the government of that country has this law. So while someone who makes it in the United States might be able to say this, if you're in the UK, you can't. So
instead
some of YouTube's censorship is not worldwide.
of saying shopping, they can't say slasher movies.
Well, at least right now, today, this week, I am not Bad Mustache Man.
Okay. Well, anyways, thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching. I'm David Dickerman.
And I'm Wild William.
Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and hopefully it's a wonderful one. Thank you all for that are watching. Love you guys. Talk to you later. Goodbye.